share with you a challenge that I have made for myself personally for the year of 2020. And that challenge is to read one book per month for the year of 2020. Now, you can switch that up to do it however you want, but that's my personal goal. And I want to start off, or the book that I'm going to be reading this January is called Pigs in the Parlor, and it's by this guy named Frank Hammond. I believe his wife. I'm going to double check on that, but I'm also going to link it here. So you can see what it looks like if you do want to read that book also. But it's basically a book about deliverance, a practical guide to deliverance. And I wanted to read this book because first off, somebody else was talking about the book at the end of last year. And then I just began to remember some of the experiences that I had went through in the past, and how, sometimes I didn't know what was going on in my life during certain situations. And at the time, it was something that was going on in the spiritual that was leaking over into the physical. And as Christians, or as human beings in general, we see the physical. We're not so used to seeing the spiritual realm. We know and we hear about it in the Bible, and for a lot of us, it's just become like a fairy tale. It's become like something that's just not really real. It's kind of in the back of our mind, and it's kind of like, not literal, but there is literally a spiritual realm. Like, we are in the midst of a battle. And there's so much going on in the spiritual realm around us as we live in the physical realm. A lot of things that happen in the spiritual are affecting the physical, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to read this book because I don't want to be ignorant of the spiritual realm, or I want to become more knowledgeable of the spiritual realm. I want to become more knowledgeable about how to fight my adversary, because God says He has given us authority over these things. He's given us the power to tread over the head of serpents. He's given us certain things, but sometimes, we don't know how to utilize those things that He's given us, or we don't even know how to pinpoint that we need to utilize those things that He's given us already. So yeah, I want to become more knowledgeable in that area. If you want to know more about Pigs in the Parlor, you can email me, because I am learning more about it myself. This is my first time actually hearing of the book, so I'm actually reading and trying to decipher through it myself to see, what type of information is in the book. But I've read lots of reviews, and it seems to be, a pretty good book about, or a practical guide to deliverance. So this is actually my first time reading a book on deliverance, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So y'all, I just wanted to put this out here. Although I'm smiling here, the content that is in this book is super serious. It's not to be taken lightly. And the enemy does not want you to know how to fight him. So I've honestly had an attack already. So while I'm reading this book, I will be reading Psalm 91 every single day, because it is important to guard yourself while you are learning about this type of material. So yeah, just be aware of that if you are planning on reading this book in your challenge. So not to prolong this any longer, I'm just wanting to let you know that is the book that I'm going to be reading for January. And if you like to go along on this challenge, you don't necessarily have to read the same books I do, but you can read a book per month. If you do decide to do this challenge, go ahead and let me know what book you're going to be reading down below, or what books that you love, that you would absolutely love to share, that maybe I can check out, that maybe somebody else can check out, to be on their reading list this year. So thank you to the ones who are going to participate in this challenge. I am going to put forth my best effort in being able to get this done, because this first book is really meaty. So I will be letting you all know how my journey is going. You can let me know how yours is going. But I hope you have a good year in reading. All right. Thank you guys. See you next time.